Hey, what's going on, beautiful royal family? All praises to the Most High God of Israel and Shalom throughout the 12 tribes. Now, family, right now, I am coming right from here. This is something that is unprepared, all right? So it may be choppy in the delivery and things like that. But there is something that I do want to have a discussion on and get off of my chest here, because we are about to have a discussion that has been avoided for centuries. And I mean that. Something that has been tucked away, swept under the rug. And this is about black men. I'm talking about us brothers. We are about to have a very, very uncomfortable conversation. And I know right now it's going to make many of you very, very upset. But I am only going to speak truth. That's it. But there is something that we do have to discuss, that we have to bring to the table, because we are about making a change in our nation. There comes a time in every man's life when he has to take a stand. But there also comes a time in every man's life when he will have to stand alone. And I am not afraid to do that right now. Fellas, now y'all know for the past couple of days, we have had these discussions and things like that about our sisters and how they feel about us and the image, how they perceive us. And this is just the 100% unequivocal truth. Yes, we took the temperature in our family, and there's not a lot that's going on in our family, but we cannot avoid the overall. And there are women that's in this royal family and also within the 12 tribes. The righteous woman is what I'm referring to, that we should be protecting. Of course, we know that. But right now, we have to speak about our people as a whole. This includes the 2/3. We have to have a little history. So what am I getting at right now? I'm going to ask my brothers this question. When a black woman, and I'm speaking specifically about the tribe of Judah, black women, when a black woman looks at a black man, what should she see? I'm going to ask my brothers that question again. When a black woman looks at a black man, what should she see? Now, if you are a person of the world, you will have a ridiculous answer. But if you are a man of God, if you are a righteous Israelite, then you should know that you should be the reflection of the Most High. Now, the world does not have that understanding. We do. And this is why we have to speak on a different level right now, because we have to sit down what we know and what we learn, and we have to start looking at the world right now, because when, as Israelites, we are in our own world, but now we have to start looking at everything in the scope of things, because it's important. Why? The last days are here. And in these last days, as fishermen, you men, you brothers, you have a responsibility to start bringing people in. But there is something that we do have to discuss. As men, as brothers, we have to discuss this here. And we have to have this very uncomfortable conversation that we're about to have right now. I'm going to ask the question again. When a black woman looks at a black man, what should she see? Now, the answer is the reflection of the Most High God of Israel. Is that the reflection of us today? The answer is no. And I'm not going to play any games here. The answer is no. What is the reflection of a black man? And remember, perception is reality. What is the perception of black man, not only in America, but all throughout the world? Pimps, thugs, murderers, violent, cheaters, liars, robbers, stealers, devils. That's how we are perceived. Not only by our black women, but by the entire world. Whose fault is that? It's ours. I'm about to get into some things now and show you that it is indeed our fault. First and foremost, black men of the tribe of Judah, we are supposed to be the brothers showing all the world what it is to be a child of God, a direct seed, a reflection of our God, the Most High God of Israel. Now, as an Israelite, this is something that we strive for. We strive to be in that 144. We strive to be the kings that the Bible said that we are. We strive to be the authoritarians that God has made us to be. But right now we are in a cursed world. So what we have to do, we got to start talking about that cursed world that we're living in right now. We got to step outside the bubble of Israel. And now we have to get into the rest of the world. Why? Because we have to be fishermen. Let me tell you, let me bring some reality to a lot of you brothers. Let's go back. Let's go to the civil rights movement. I have to ask you brothers a question. During the civil rights movement, there was this very pacifist movement of turn the other cheek and do things like that. Our Bible taken out of context. When the black woman looks at a black man, now we're just talking about the image right now of the civil rights movement. What movements did our brothers make physically to protect our sisters from those monsters called police, the political system, their beasts? What did we do? We took the hits, sprayed with water hoses from fire hydrants, had dogs and everything sicked on us. And what did we do? We played the pacifist. We played the pacifist. We didn't do anything. So now, as warriors, everything that we were designed to be, during the time of the civil rights movement, and black women looking at our brothers, as all of this is going on, remember, they're protectors, they're kings. I'm going to ask you brothers a very serious question. Should our sisters look at us as heroes? Unsung or sung heroes? What's your answer? What is your honest answer? Because here's the truth. We did nothing. We sat there. We let our enemy destroy us further. We allowed him to break up our homes. We let it happen. We didn't do anything. Now, most of you are going to sit there and say, well, we're cursed. We're cursed. But now I'm going to ask you a question, because the Father loves courage. Which one of our brothers during that time could have caused a revolt? There was one. Now, unfortunately, he didn't do things according to the way that the Bible said for him to do. So that plan wasn't going to work because it did not have the Father backing him. And his name was Malcolm X. But you saw when a black man started to resist, they took him out. So now we look at Martin Luther King. Martin was a good boy all the way up until he began to resist. And what happened? They took him out. That's the truth. But it wasn't enough of us, though. And it wasn't enough of us at all. So now we got a time jump again. And we're going to go to the time of slavery. I'm going to ask you brothers this question. When those slave masters, male and female, when these monsters, when they were raping our women, we watched as they brutally mutilated black women, our sisters. We watched as these men tied them to trees, whipped their backs. Some even had their limbs sewed off. We watch mutilations, live mutilations. Our children's eyes watched mutilations happening to our sisters, the ones that we were supposed to protect. So I'm going to ask you this question again now, being that this truth is coming out. Are we supposed to be revered as heroes? How do you think the black woman looks at us when we stood there, watched, and allowed it to happen? We could hear her screams bellowing from the master's houses. We heard as they tortured her. She screamed for us, and we did nothing. But yet, so many black men stand up so proud, wanting respect. When you don't respect yourself, you don't respect your woman, and you don't respect your nation, and you for damn sure don't respect your God. This is the uncomfortable truth that every black man have to face right now. The churches destroyed our people. Black men, these pastors, these black pastors, these so-called leaders led our people away from our God. They were the ones who assisted the slave master. They did, a black man. And what did our sisters do? This black woman looked as this brother was watching and aiding and abetting this monster known as a slave master. And then he also took part in the rape, the murders, the pillaging of our sisters. I'm not trying to make you mad, brothers. I'm trying to piss you the fuck off. I hope you understand that. These sisters have every reason to feel how they feel about us because we let them down. Have they always done right by us? No. Are they the reasons we are going through what we're going through? Yes. The Bible says that. Eve is responsible for evil entering the world. That's why it's called Eve-ill. But you have to ask yourself, at what point did God just go, okay, I can't believe none of them, none of my sons down there have the courage to stand up and do something. Now, some did, but it wasn't enough. Can you imagine? Now, we know, now please understand this, I'm not stupid, okay? We know that there's so many of our brothers and sisters that's for our enemy. We know that. We know that and understand that. We know that there are coons that run throughout our people. We know that, we get it. But all of our people are not coons. And all of our people that were not coons during this time of slavery, the civil rights movement, going all the way back to Babylon, all the way back to Egypt, slavery round one. And guess what? We failed every time. Every time. There's no wonder why these other nations look at us and they laugh at us. We are the laughing stock. We are the ridiculous ones of the earth, just like the Bible said. But how long can we see those scriptures, read those scriptures, and not act and do anything about it? There's not enough of you brothers. There's not enough of you brothers making a difference. That's the truth. Our women are not in charge. We are. So guess what we have to stop doing? We have to stop faking. We got to stop the faking and the wanting respect without it being earned. We have a very nasty history, fellas. We have an image that it is our responsibility to change it. It does not matter how the women feel. It doesn't matter how they think. It matters because God told us that we have to. Do you understand that there is a change coming to this world? And we are the ones that's going to run it. So you have to start asking yourself, when do I begin my leadership? Because the Bible does say that the black man will be running the world. So why? Oh, why? Why do I not see soldiers? Real ones. We're not talking about people that just put on matching colors and march through the streets to make a scene. I'm talking about real men that are standing up and making change, because it starts with this. The courage for you to say what needs to be said so that your communication can reach people. Visual is one thing. That is great. That's wonderful. But when you actually communicate and then people start to see that you are what you are claiming to be, and that they can see the reflection of the Most High in you because of your diligence to his word. And not only that, but now starting to see the way that you treat your queen, the person that you create a nation with. The Willie Lynch letter really destroyed a lot of things. And you have other black people out there talking about that was not real. Oh, the Willie Lynch letter wasn't real? Really? Because the effects of it is absolutely shown all throughout our people. Doesn't matter what continent we are on. So kings, you can hate me. You can hate everything that I said. You can unsubscribe. Walk away. You can. But you know that I'm telling the truth. This is the truth. And it's a very hard truth to swallow. But unfortunately, we have to eat this dish. We have to drink of that cup, just like the Father told us. But we're not going to run from this anymore. It's time to stop running. Our sisters are making a point, and we cannot ignore that point because it hurts our feelings or because it bruises our ego. Guess what, fellas? It's the truth. So as kings, as the men of Israel, the gods of earth, we have to make a change. So, I'm going to start putting things together so that those changes can not only be made, but saw, carried out, respected, and reflected. Kings, the time is now to change our nation, take back this world that belongs to us. All praises to the Most High God of Israel, kings. Black man, I love you. It's time to take back what's ours.